Yo, what's up, friends? This is Kita with another psychopath exposure video on toxic relationships, narcissists, psychopaths. If this is your first time in the channel, I'd like to welcome you. And I'm going to ask you, if you haven't already subscribed, please do so now so you can be notified when I drop another one of these videos that hopefully is helping you guys get some clarity on what went wrong with your relationship. Especially once you realize that you were dating a psychopath or a narcissist. One of the questions that many people ask me, and one that plagued me for a very long time early into my recovery, is how to get closure from a narcissist or psychopath ex. How do we get closure? Well, getting closure from a psychopath is a feat not many can achieve. Honestly, it's an unrealistic accomplishment, considering the facts that you're dealing with a monster. You're dealing with a psychopath, narcissist monster. Not a human being, although they might look like one. But you're not dealing with someone that has emotions at a human level and usually lack empathy, if they even have any. You have a better chance at spotting a shooting star, taking the time to make a wish and that wish coming true, than getting closure from a psychopath. However, despite the impossible odds, I'm here to share with you the way I got closure from my narcissist ex. It's not exactly the type of closure that you're used to. Probably not the one you think you deserve, but closure nonetheless. But before we jump in, what exactly is closure? For many, closure is when both parties in a relationship can honestly say that they parted ways from each other and achieve some sort of finality from that relationship. There are no loose ends, no reasons to look back anymore. And among normal, healthy human beings, even when a marriage or relationship is severed in bad terms, because that does happen, and you don't need to be dating a psychopath for your marriage or your relationship to end badly. That's not always the case. They do end. Human beings can have a bad breakup. That exists. But the difference is, in these type of relationships, since there's actually love, or there was love in that relationship at some point, it's not difficult to give each other the closure and the blessings along the way. It helps people move on. But when you're dealing with a psychopath or a narcissist, they know how important that closure is to you. And so they use that need against you. Now, if you truly want to get some sort of closure from your narcissist ex or your psychopath ex, there's a few things that you're going to need to understand. It's actually 4 things. I'm going to go over them with you. I wrote them down. Number 1, the psychopath narcissist will purposely rob you from closure as yet another form of torture and punishment for any type of narcissistic injury that they may have experienced while they were in a relationship with you. So you see, even if they could give you that closure that you deserve, they're not going to give it to you. They're purposely going to rob you of it as yet another way for them to have power and control over your emotions. Another way for them to get narcissistic supply out of your suffering. They're going to punish and torture you. Again, even after the relationship is over. Number 2, you will be mocked for asking such things from them and will look weak in their eyes. As a matter of fact, you're going to look weaker in their eyes because by the time a narcissist discards you, you're a total piece of shit to them. So that's only going to make you look weaker. Number 3, whatever type of closure or explanation you expect to get from them will be a word salad of confusing and trauma infused with lies that are only going to hurt you a lot deeper than had you not even engaged in that conversation. A word salad is when the narcissist or the psychopath takes you on a freaking loop and they just talk and talk and talk and talk, and at the end of that conversation, you're back at the beginning and nothing got resolved. That's what they do to you. So if you expect to get anything from them, some sort of final conversation, I had a final conversation, and she spoke for 3 hours, full of shit, lies after lies after lies. And at the end of that conversation, I still couldn't understand why she did what she did and why it is that I needed to break up with her. Very, very typical. Very, very typical. And the fourth thing you got to understand if you want closure from a psychopath narcissist ex is that the psychopath is going to test you and they're going to manipulate the situation to where instead of you wanting closure, you're going to want them back. That's right. They're going to convince you that you still need them. And while at the beginning of that conversation and that quest for closure, in your mind you were through because you were done with the abuse, by the end of that talk, you're going to feel empty, needy, and you're going to feel that you can't let them go. That's part of the power that these narcissists still hold over us after a breakup. And that's why expecting to get closure from them is so unrealistic and detrimental to your mental health and recovery that it's best to just forget about it. Another thing to note is this is how the narcissist tests your will and resolve. For example, if you broke up with the narcissist, if you're the one that terminated that relationship, as it was in my situation where I actually broke up with my psychopath ex, they're going to test your resolve to end that relationship. They're going to test you to see how strong your decision was. And they'll do this in many ways. They'll do this by just cutting you off immediately, blocking you, giving you the silent treatment, avoiding your calls if you actually weaken and you call them back. Because they want you to crawl back to them. That's what they want. And they're not going to take the first call that you shoot their way. They're going to make you call more and more and more. For them, that's just more torture on you. And they're laughing all the way home. Now, in order to pass that test after the breakup, you have to go no contact immediately with your psychopath ex. Once you break up with them, or if in the case they discarded you, you have to go no contact immediately. And one of the reasons I'm making this video is because I know some of you guys recently broke up with your narcissist. You recently got sick and tired of the shit, and you put your foot down. You saw enough videos, you read enough articles, you educated yourself enough to fully understand that you were dating the devil, and you finally ended it. You need to understand that there's no going back. If you go back, you are once again their prisoners. So you have to go no contact. If you don't know how to go no contact, I put together an ebook that I'm giving away to everyone in this community for free that's going to show you step by step how to build strong boundaries of no contact so you never have to look back. I have a link on the description that you can click and download it straight to your phone or your computer, or you can just follow the URL on the screen right here. That'll take you straight to the page where you can access the free ebook. No contact. Very important. It's the first step in recovery. If you're not going no contact, you can't even begin to recover because they're going to keep poisoning you. Their aura is still going to be around. Their presence is still going to haunt you. You have to get rid of it. You have to get rid of it. And just to wrap up, guys, remember, your psychopath ex probably already groomed someone else. They were probably already in a relationship by the time they discarded you, or you grew the balls to break up with them. Let's just face it. They're already grooming their next victim. They're already getting their needs met with someone else and targeting the next person after that. They're always like 3 steps ahead of you. Do not think that your narcissist ex is home sad or that they're missing you or feeling any sort of regret for discarding you or for putting themselves in the situation to be discarded themselves. No, that's not happening. That's not happening. They're out getting slayed by someone else or targeting more people or crossing the T's and dotting the I's of their next plan. Trust me. Now, this was probably not the answer you were hoping to hear in regards to closure, but if you really want closure from a narcissist ex, you're going to have to make that closure for yourself by understanding and accepting that you were dating a monster. If you cannot come to terms that your ex-spouse or your ex-boyfriend or your ex-girlfriend is a narcissist, psychopath, or sociopath, if you cannot come to terms that you were in a toxic relationship with a monster, then you're really not going to have any closure or any hope of recovering and moving on from this nightmare. And that right there is the only realistic closure that you'll ever get from these predators. It's the one thing that helps people move on after breakups from normal relationships, and yet it's the one thing you're going to have to live without after getting out of this one. I hope that helps somehow, some way, and you have a little bit more clarity of what to expect from these monsters. And never look back, guys. Never look back. If you manage to get out in one piece, cut them off, never look back. If any of you recently got discarded or recently broke up with your narcissist ex, drop a comment below and share with the community how that experience went and how your boundaries of no contact are going so far. It's very empowering and encouraging to hear successful stories from everybody in the community. That way we grow in numbers, we help each other get stronger, we get to expose this message to more people. I'd love to hear from you. If you got some value out of the video, by all means, drop a like on the video. It goes a long way into helping this video get more exposure on YouTube for people searching for this type of exit. And thanks for spending some time with me today, guys. I love making these videos for you. My name is Kita. Once again, this is Psychopath Exposure. Don't forget to grab your free ebook. And if you have any questions, if you're going through a difficult situation, just drop me a comment. Let me know. I'll make a video for you. So as usual, stay strong. Stay on the rise. You will get through this. Together, we're going to help you overcome this trauma and this tragic situation. Hope you guys are doing well. This is Kita signing off. I'll see you in the next video.